Jeff's Superscript is brought to you by Black Cat Comics and Collectibles. In my opinion, the best comic shop and clubhouse on the internet. Make sure to follow them at Black Cat Burbank on Instagram and ask them about their Stray Cats Club for special perks. Hi, I'm Jeff, and welcome to another one of my videos. Today's video is going to be another Tester Comic Book Grading Skills / CGC unboxing video. And this video is going to be similar to a lot of my recent videos that have been in this category, inasmuch as that this submission to CGC, I believe, contains 5 9.8 books. But what is different about this submission is that these books are mine. Recently, I've had a lot of friends volunteer their submissions for these videos, and I appreciate them very much. But now I am very excited because it is my turn to open some books that actually belong to me. Now, these books were sent by me back in November, I believe it was, to Scott's Collectibles for a signing event that they were having, featuring Werther Dell'Edera, Martin Simmons, and James Tynan IV. These 5 books are either double or triple signed by those 3 people. And there are some really nice books in here. Now, like I said, I anticipate that all of these are going to be 9/8. So it remains to be seen how much of a Tester Comic Book Grading Skills video this is going to be. If they're all 9/8, we probably won't talk about the assessment of the books at all, but if they are below 9/8, we'll try to do a little post-grading assessment to see if we can't figure out why they didn't receive a 9.8. There is one book in here that might be a 9.6. I'm hoping it's a 9.8. And there's another book in here that, in fact, I have never seen. I purchased it from Scott's Collectibles, and they included it with my submission for this signing event. With that being said, Scott's Collectibles is one of my favorite online stores. They've always sent me really great books, really high quality copies, so I anticipate that it's still going to get the 9.8. So like I said, we're going to unbox this. We're going to take a look at how CGC did with their packing job. I'll show you the grades. We'll either celebrate all my 9/8s or we'll do a little bit of an assessment of the ones that are below 9/8. I can't stand it anymore. I've been waiting so long to open these books. I am so excited. I'm going to start cracking this open right now. Here we go. So the first thing I'll say is that these books were sent to me via UPS. And one of the first things I noticed, and you may have noticed it already as well, these corners are basically all blunted. So even though it says fragile on every side of this box, UPS still smashes corners of boxes, and who knows, maybe I don't know that they dropped it or anything, but I do not like to see this much compression damage in every single one of the corners, basically, of this box. Now, if you saw my first video that I ever made of a CGC unboxing, it was for 5 books, and they were damaged. They were all damaged. Since then, I believe that CGC has been doing a better job with their packing, and I'm going to say that that is still the case. There's much more bubble wrap in this box than there have been in previous 5 book submissions. So I'm really happy to see that they are filling the space in these boxes with bubble wrap so that they do not move around. Okay. That's great. So thank you, CGC. It is now my hope that because of this extra bubble wrap, these books will not be damaged, even though the box showed some wear and tear. I'm going to slip these out. Okay. Now I want to show you the grades, and then I want to be surprised by the grades afterwards. So I'm going to try to make sure that I'm looking at the back of these books. Yes. Okay. So that's the back. Okay. So I will tell you about each book if there's any specific information that's worth knowing as I go through them. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the first book. This first book is, oh my gosh, what a one to start with. Something is Killing the Children, issue number 1. My favorite series out right now. This book is double signed by James Tynion IV and Werther Dell'Edera. I was very happy with this copy that I purchased myself off of eBay. I believe that it should be a 9.8. Let's show you what the grade is. And now I can't take it. I got to see. What's the grade? A 9.6? That's heartbreaking. Oh, that's so sad. Boy, oh boy. Well, we'll be checking to see if there's any grader's notes on this book. I thought this was a really nice looking book. Frankly, I was a little bit concerned that, these books went from me to Texas to James Tynion IV in New York to wherever Martin Simmons is, to Werther Dell'Edera overseas, I believe, then to Florida to CGC. These books traveled a lot. They were all pressed, which is part of the reason it took some extra time. Boy, that's really too bad. I still love this book, and I love this double-signed copy of it so much. But it is a shame that it got a 9.6. We'll do a little post-grading analysis on that, see if we can't figure out why it got that grade. Hopefully there's a flaw that we can see or some grader's notes that will lead us in the direction of further information. Anyways, let's push forward. There's some other really nice books in here. This next one is The Department of Truth, issue number 1. This is signed by James Tynion IV and Martin Simmons. I believe that I handpicked this book. If it's not a 9.8, then something bad happened during the signing process. It should be a 9.8. I'm showing it to you right now. Now let me take a look at it myself. It's a 9.8. Oh my gosh, wait, no, this is, I didn't notice. This is the variant cover F. This is the 1 in 100 version. I thought this was the A cover. I didn't pay attention to the fact that it says variant cover F. In fact, this book, I was concerned, this is the one that I was concerned was going to be a 9.6, because when I had it raw, I was like, oh, there might be a little something to that. But no, this received a 9.8. Triple signed. This one is triple signed by Werther Dell'Edera, Martin Simmons, and James Tynion IV. Oh, this is really, really cool. So this definitely takes some of the sting out of that last book. This is a home run book. Wow, that is great. And I had some people like to have on these books. Now this is an homage, of course, to Something is Killing the Children, issue number 1, as you can see right here. But this is Department of Truth number 1, and this is Something is Killing the Children number 1. A lot of people like to get their signatures from James Tynion, and James Tynion likes to sign down here at the bottom. I made him sign up here where the lettering is. I wanted to keep as much of the actual art on this cover pristine and away from any kind of writing, and I'm glad I did. I think it looks really good. It's a shame that they're not matching 9.8s, but so it goes. I can't get too upset, I guess. I got the 9.8 on that 1 in 100. So that's really pretty exciting there. Okay, let's move on to the next one and see what we have got here. This is the other one. This is the other triple sign. This is Something is Killing the Children, issue number 11, the 1 in 100 variant, triple signed by Werther Dell'Edera, Martin Simmons, and James Tynion IV. I have never seen this book in my hands. This is the book that I bought from Scott's Collectibles, raw, online, and that they included in my signing submission. So I'm just really hoping they gave me a quality book and that they gave me a 9.8. I'm going to show you. And now let's take a look at it myself. Yes, thank you, Scott's Collectibles. Thank you for always sending out quality books. They do such a great job. And here we go. Triple signed by Werther Dell'Edera, Martin Simmons, and James Tynan IV. Once again, I selected this area specifically because I wanted to be off of the main artwork here. And this looks amazing. This is really, really cool. Awesome. All right. I'll sit and stare at these a little bit more later and appreciate them when I'm done recording this video. We'll just keep pushing forward for now. The next book is The Department of Truth, issue number 1. This is the A cover. You know, I needed one to go with the 1 in 100, Something is Killing the Children, number 11. This book was also handpicked by me, so as I mentioned when I thought the other one was the A cover, this book was handpicked by me from many copies in the shop. It should be a 9.8. I'm going to show it to you. Now you know what the grade is. Now I am going to take a look. It's a 9.8. Awesome. That is extremely awesome. Yes, I was sure this one was going to be a 9.8 because like I said, I handpicked this copy, nitpicked. When I had several copies to choose from the day this book came out. And there are their signatures right there, one in red, one in black. Not too bad. I don't mind this one being in different colors. This is really great. Something I'm going to say about this book right now is I've noticed that the value of issue number 1 of The Department of Truth in a 9.8 is actually pretty low. You can get these out the door for about $125, and I've seen the B cover, the freezing cover, sell for about $90 out the door on eBay recently. If you have ever thought about picking up this book or the B cover, you know, an unsigned version that is, I would recommend do that now because the prices for them right now are really very good. All right, so I know what is the last book here in this submission. It is The Department of Truth, issue number 1. This is the secret variant cover. This is the Oswald secret variant. I only saw one of these out in the wild, and I picked this up when it was still relatively cheap. I think I actually talked the guy down in the shop to selling it to me for like $12.50 a week or two after this book came out. Since then, this has become a very valuable and sought after cover. This is signed by James Tynan IV and Martin Simmons. It looked great to me. I thought it was going to be a 9.8. Let's see what it is. And now, let me take a look at the grade. 9.8. Awesome, awesome, awesome. This is very cool. Very, very cool. You see here, goes with the normal cover right here. He's signed in different places. It's interesting, Martin Simmons kind of signed in the same place, but James Tynan IV just kind of signs in different places, I guess, each time. Some artists and writers have their favorite places. It doesn't look like James Tynan IV so much has his favorite spot. I'll also go ahead and show you this up against the 1 in 100 here. And you'll see here, they signed in different colors. It's all kind of all over the map, but I guess the color scheme is a little bit different on these two. But I got these signed and I bought them, the 1 in 100s, to be kind of complements to these ones. So I'm really, really excited to have these books. You know, I can't be upset because these are some really nice books in some really nice grades. But what I have to admit to you, I'm always honest with you guys, I'm very disappointed about this 9.6. To get all of these in 9.8s and to have this be a mismatched 9.6, especially such a cool book as Something is Killing the Children. This book, which I purchased raw back in the middle of 2020 for like $40. This book raw is now like $350 to $400. So I am not going to end up picking up another raw one of these, especially not to get double signed. And I'm probably not going to buy a 9.8 blue label of these, because those are anywhere from like as low as $900, as much as like $1,200 right now. So I will admit this is a bit of a kick in the teeth. But these other ones did so well, I have to be happy about that at least. So now that we know what the grades are on these, let's go ahead and do a little post-grading analysis on this book. Let's see if we can't find good reason that this book got a 9.6. So here is some video that I made of this book when it was raw, before I sent it out to get signed and graded. Take a look, especially at the spine of this book. It is perfect. See the way the light is bouncing off of that cover and that spine area without interruption? There are no spine ticks, no color breaks, no problems at all. Now, I want to stop for a moment and show you a still from this particular area and what the book looks like now. You see that color breaking spine tick? That was not there before. Here's another area from when it was raw around the C, and here it is now. Another color breaking spine tick that wasn't there before. Taking a look at the back of this book looks beautiful. This entire book was beautiful when I had it in my hands raw. This edge looks fantastic. It even has, you see that little kind of discoloration there that kind of comes off the side? They're not going to count that against the grade, but that does identify the book I got returned as the one I sent them. Here's a still of the area that's going to be in question. We're actually going to zoom in a little bit on the area when it was raw that we're going to be talking about. And here's the book now. You see that color breaking spine tick there? I'm going to zoom in on it so you can see it. I mean, there, it's clear as day. It's small, but it's there, and it wasn't there before. So it's been over a month since I made the part of the video that you have seen already. Now, the reason why it's taken me over a month to get to this part of the video is, one, I've been busy and it's been hard to find time even to make this little bit of an end to this video. But in addition, things have been happening that were worthwhile to add to this video, and I wanted to wait for it to play out so that I could give as much information as possible. In fact, some of it is still a work in progress. I'll get to that in just a moment. But I wanted to go ahead and finish up this video and get this out for now. And at some point down the line, maybe I'll do like a final assessment of everything that happened after I made this part of the video. Okay, first off, let's focus on the CGC part of what has been going on in this video. First, we got all the 9.8s that we got in the books. That's great. They were really high quality books. There's not much to say there. But then there was the 9.6 that I got. And when I look at that book, I think I was lucky to get that 9.6. That damage on that book as it sits right now is, there are three, they look bigger in the video because I really focus on them and I blow them up so that you all can see them. But there's three, what I would call minorly significant, if that's a thing, color breaks in these books. If I had assessed these books with the damage that it has before sending them out, I would have said it's probably going to be a 9.4. So with the damage that is on this book, The Something Is Killing the Children, issue number 1, that got a 9.6, I would say that the 9.6 is a very fortunate and generous grade from CGC. So thank you, CGC, for not giving it a 9.4 that I think it deserves. In addition, as far as CGC is concerned, the back of the holder had some cloudiness in it. I'm going to put a picture up of it right here. Some kind of like flaws and cloudiness in the holder. Now, to me, it's not good, especially on a valuable book. You don't want that kind of cloudiness. It was on the back, but even still, it shouldn't be there. And that was my opinion. So I contacted CGC and I said, there's some funky cloudiness that's a flaw in my holder. I would like to send you pictures of this flaw, and you can tell me, is that worthy of a reholder? Are you going to pay to have me ship it back to you? And are you going to reholder it for free and ship it back to me at no cost to me? And I sent them the photos, and actually there was a little bit of a delay at first. They didn't really respond very quickly. It seemed like I didn't know if they were dodging me or not. I was a little frustrated, but I followed up with them, and eventually I got an answer, and CGC responded, and they said, yes, that flaw is not acceptable. We will go ahead and we will reholder that for you completely at our cost. So I have sent the book back to CGC. It is currently at CGC getting its reholdering. Usually that takes about a month, and it took me about 2 weeks before I was able to send it out to them. So I still expect it to be another 2 weeks before I get it back. But the long story short, as far as CGC is concerned, is one, they were pretty generous with the 9.6 that they gave me as far as the condition of the book is concerned. So that's fine, I guess. And then in addition, they took responsibility for the flaw in the holder, and they, authorized a reholdering completely at their cost. So thank you, CGC. You did good work there. Let's move on now to the elephant in the room, which is the fact that I sent out a book from my home that was perfect. I sent out a book that was a 9.8 book, and I got back a damaged book that got a 9.6. Now, at first, I thought, well, can I blame CGC? And I didn't think so. CGC knows better how to handle books, and this was from handling damage. These are the kind of stresses that you see because somebody's just not really handling it very carefully. They're moving it around with one hand, they're holding it by the wrong side, they're just doing a lot of stuff wrong. If CGC made those kind of mistakes, they would have a lot more damaged books. They would be damaging books left and right. So I really didn't think it was CGC's fault. I figured that the fault fell to the fact that this book got shipped to 4 or 5 different locations, were handled by many people in the process of getting signed by Werther Dell'Edera and James Tynan IV. And at some point, someone handled it in a very careless way, damaged it, and that was a problem. And ultimately, I figured that was the fault of Scott's Collectibles. And I have a lot of great things to say about Scott's Collectibles. I said great things about them earlier in this video, and I was a little disappointed about this. And actually, I had made an ending to this video where I kind of was like, I hold you responsible, Scott's Collectibles. That's not cool. Well, not cool, but it's very disappointing. Let's put it that way. I uploaded the video, and in the meantime, I contacted Scott's Collectibles, and I got a response from them right away. A response that actually made me go, hold on, and I canceled the upload of the video that I had made. And they said, well, we're really sorry about your damage. We can't say for certain that it wasn't CGC that did the damage, but show us the pictures of what you have and let's talk about it. And I responded and I said, it's probably not CGC for the reasons I just mentioned in this video as well. And I said it's probably because of the shipping. And ultimately, I expect if I send a book to Scott's Collectibles or to anybody who's doing a signing event, I expect them to be responsible for the handling of that book while it's in their possession. So I sent the photos. I sent video that I had taken of the video I had taken. So this is just a side note. Not a side note. This is kind of the moral of the story. Take videos of the books that you send out, especially the higher value ones, or take just a stupid amount of photos. Have documentation of the condition of your book before you send it out, because that's going to give you a gigantic leg to stand on if you ever have a grievance. But I sent that documentation of the book when it was raw and the documentation of what it looks like now damaged in its holder from CGC to Scott's Collectibles, and they were like, okay, yeah, I can see what you mean. That book got damaged. It was a good looking book. Let's see what we can do to make it up to you. Scott's Collectibles, you are amazing. Scott's Collectibles is such a great company. I've been so happy with Scott's Collectibles historically. The items that they offer are fantastic. The condition that they provide their articles in, the things that they send you, the things that you buy from them the condition's always so good. And their customer service is just top notch. Making it up to me the difference between a 9.6 and a 9.8 in this book is not unsubstantial. We're talking about hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And they're like, well, let's see how we can make it up to you. Now, here's where I'm going to be a little bit cagey, and you're going to have to forgive me. I'm not going to tell you exactly how they're going to make it up to me. I kind of want to leave that questionable. And in fact, right now it is questionable. We have a plan in place for what's going to happen, but that plan is going to take some time and some effort and some energy. So we're just going to let that sit for now, the specifics of it. You might be able to guess from what I just was saying what it might be. But all I can say is that they are stand-up people. They're a stand-up company, and he is, Dan Scott over at Scott's Collectibles is sincere in his interest in keeping me a happy customer, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. So hopefully all's well that will end well. I have a feeling that even if I don't get ultimately out of it what I'm hoping to get out of it, I'll at least get something out of it. And he could have just told me to, go away. He's like, I'm sorry, this is the price of doing business. This is the risk you took when you decided to send your book to us to get signed. He could have said that, but instead he said, let me see what I can do to make it up to you. So that's really, really great. I'm really, really happy about that. I can't say enough good things about it. So that's just about it. Kind of the moral of this story is, one, Scott's Collectibles is amazing, and two, be careful when you send out your most valuable books to get signed. If you're taking your book to a convention and you're carrying it the whole time and you could put it in front of that artist, and the artist is going to still go, okay, let's see here, oh, I love this book. Who knows what kind of manhandling that book is going to go through when it gets to a signing, especially when you're sending it out to multiple locations or to a signing event. Who knows what could happen in the months or whatever, or in the time that it's away from you. So from now on, frankly, I'm going to think twice before I send out any kind of books to get signed, especially ones that are particular value, either personally or just financially, because stuff happens, man. And most people are going to tell you that just comes with the territory, that's just the risk you take when you go to get a book signed. Not everybody, and frankly, hardly anybody, is going to be like Scott's Collectibles and stand behind their service and be like, let's see what we can do to make it up to you. So think twice before you send out your most valuable and precious comic books. All right, so that's the total of this video that I wanted to share with you. If you like this video and you like the information I provided, likes are appreciated by me. If you haven't subscribed already, why haven't you? Come on, subscribe. Hit the notification bell as well so you don't miss videos like this when I post them at random. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one.